Hi, it's Melanie. I'm going to share with you some of the new children's books that just came into the library. I know you can't browse shelves, so I hope this might help you make some choices. And then, once you choose some books, you can go on the library's website, and then you can place things on hold with your library card and arrange for a pickup. But it's always like Christmas at the library when we get these big boxes and we get to open up books. So I've got some that I just wanted to share with you. These are some picture books that came in, and I've got various stacks here that I wanted to talk about. I think I'm going to start with this one. These books are all sort of action books, books that you can do with your child, like you can read it together, and then it kind of inspires you to do a little activity. So this one is Who Has Wiggle Waggle Toes? Who has Wiggle Waggle Toes? Do you have Wiggle Waggle Toes? I think I might have some Wiggle Waggle Toes, and I'll just open it up. Super cute illustrations, really bright and cheerful. Who has Wiggle Waggle Toes? Another one, we've got Daniel's Good Day. This one's by Micah Archer. Also gorgeous illustrations. In fact, this one has, if you can see, it has cutout pictures as well as illustrations, so it's kind of a mixed media. And talking about a little boy's good day. And so I just thought that might inspire you to talk about your good day too. If it was at the end of the day, you could just talk about kind of a narrative of what you did during the day. So that's something you could do. On the opposite end, Bedtime for Sweet Creatures. I think this is the one where the end papers, look at that. They have used all these different types of papers for their end papers, which I just love me a good end paper. So this one's Bedtime for Sweet Creatures, and it's, of course, about a little guy going to bed. And they're talking about, so part of it's the imagination and just the reality of the process about going to bed, and then pretending that you're animals. So this might be a really fun one to read and then pretend you're animals afterwards. Bedtime for Sweet Creatures, it's called. For your older child, this is Camilla the Cartographer. So, of course, this book has a lot of map making and building. Again, these are just so beautiful. These illustrations, I just love them. And it looks like there's maybe a warthog as the main character in that. You don't see warthogs get to be main characters in books. But afterwards, you could work on map making. So there's kind of the next to the last page there. So that one again is Camilla Cartographer by Julie Dilemuth. Okay, this one's called In a Jar. It's a friendship story, but it also could be a collection story. Look at these. This batch is such beautiful, beautiful pictures. So talking about things in a jar. And look at this illustration with all this home with all these things in the jar. So you might decide what you want to collect in a jar for the day, in a jar. And this one's by Deborah Marcero. Here's a sweet little one, A Little Courage, and it has this miniature person in it. And you can use your imagination and think about what if you were a little person and the things that you could sit on in your house, like maybe a plant, house plant, or rolling or walking on the toilet paper on the floor. Looks like those slippers would be something that you could hide in if you needed to. So that one's called A Little Courage. Okay, so those are kind of action books that kind of inspire some action afterwards. I've got another stack here. This is kind of my museum pile right here. These are so beautiful, and it's almost like visiting a museum when you turn the pages. This one's called Nesting by Henry Cole, and these are pencil drawings, and you'll see the bird and nest, which is really great for this time of year. I don't know if you have noticed some nests making in and around your house. The birds seem like they're doing that right now. So gorgeous, nesting. And then this one is a story about Numenia and the hurricane, inspired by a true migration story. And it looks like the main character in this one might be a very big bird, maybe a crane, I'm not sure, but take a look. It's so beautiful. It's just so beautiful. And you might not be able to see it here, but I know on the back page, it's almost shiny in certain places. And they use a really good job with watercolor and blending, and just really a rich book with lots of texture to the images. So that is that one. Hopefully you can see that. This is a sweet little story. I have it in my pile about all the ones with the great illustrations, although, you know, all of these illustrations are good. I would say this is kind of a museum type of book too, but they have a limited palette, and I always love books with limited palettes. This one uses pink and green, and so it's just different pictures of pink and green, and just a sweet little friendship story with these two girls. But it captures their emotions so wonderful, and I love that pink and green. So that's my best friend. That's Julie Fogliano. And Jillian Tamaki is the illustrator on that one. Okay, just some sweet stories that I want to share with you. This one's called The Heart of a Whale. And I want to show you that. And just show you a couple of the pages, because it might be something that your family might be interested in. All these underwater creatures in the heart of a whale. I'm always a sucker for books about with characters, little animal characters with clothing on. This one's called I Don't Like Rain. Sarah Dillard is the author on that one. Little bunny that doesn't like the rain, and there's a little adventure about that. Now, more characters in clothing. This one has an elephant and a puppy. This one's called The Friendship Book. This one is, the author is covered on here, but the last name's Ray. And so it looks like it's a school story with little animals and with people too. So The Friendship Book. And there's the back cover. It's really beautiful too. Okay, the next one, Naughty Ninja Takes a Bath. Looks super fun. You got this funny ninja character in it. Looks like it might be a little person with their parents. Some antics. You might have a naughty ninja at home, I don't know. But it might be fun to read about. Naughty Ninja to the rescue. There's that one. This one's called The Old Truck. If you have an affection for old trucks, which I do, love seeing old trucks. This one is really simple pictures, but really sweet. Again, with a color palette. It looks like these are printed. Really nice. Just a few words on this one, and places you can go with an old truck. You might use your imagination for some of them. The Old Truck. This one's by Jarrett Pumphrey. Jarrett Pumphrey. This next one I'm going to tell you about is The Cool Bean. This is the third book by this in this series. The first two, let's see, I think it's back here. There was The Bad Seed was the first book, The Good Egg, and now this third addition to this story tells the character of the Cool Bean, and this is by Jory John and Pete Oswald. They're the trio that's done these other books. Again, look at these end papers. Aren't these awesome? So cute. The Cool Bean. The Cool Bean has cool shades. All right, I have a couple Wolfe books. And both of these have home. It's funny when books come in and they almost have the same title. This one's called You Are Home With Me. And this is more a natural picture about homes. With parents and children, animals. Can you say children, animals? There's a puffin, so more of a nature book. Wonderful illustrations. You Are Home With Me. And this has a hyphenated last name, Asper-Smith. Sarah Asper-Smith. And this one, so we had You Are Home With Me, and this one's called The Way Home for Wolfe. And this one's a sweet little adventure about this little wolf. And so it's more about a story of little Wolfe. And you'll see, again, these books, so beautiful. Just love these illustrations. And there's the Wolfe family. So, and of course, it's a story about the wolf who's lost his way back. And so you get to check this out and find out what happens, whether he finds his way back or not. Along with that animal theme, I've got our last book. This one's called Swim, Swim, Sink. And of course, it's about a little duckling. This little duckling has a hard time swimming, you know? We don't all just go in the water and are able to swim. Maybe someone in your house can relate to that. Or maybe you just want to read about this little duckling that has to figure out his way in the world when you're a duckling. All right, well, that is the books that I wanted to share with you today. Like I said, you can go online, place things on hold, and arrange for a curbside pickup. So we'll have more books to share with you. So hope you all have a good day. We'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.